glitch. I was actually blaming this on a StreamYard glitch, but it was just me being the glitch. I'm afraid it looks like I hit a button incorrectly. Welcome everyone to what are we? Oh my goodness, we are Clobberin times. I almost forgot what show we were on.
We are indeed Clobberin times.
Yes, indeed. Well said. Look, all right, you mugs. Straighten up your ties and put, look alive. We got a lady in the house, classing up the joint. The wonderful Purple Valkyrie is here with us. Welcome, everyone to Clobberin Times. Issue number, 98 on YouTube, but 798 overall, my friends. And I'm going to say a big thank you to the wonderful Raquel Briggs for Saturday night and that fantastic chat that was there. I tell you, Purple, we're having so much fun. Too much fun. More fun than a human being should be allowed on those Saturday nights. It's just rocking, and we just, and again, it's because we have so much fun, interacting with our just wild chat that we got going on. So it is just a lot of fun talking some Trek. I love it. I love Raquel.
Having an amazing show on Saturdays, aren't you?
Oh, thank you so much. It's again, and we're not reinventing the wheel or anything. We're just talking about Trek, and basically what it comes down to it, everyone reviewing all of real Star Trek Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're just joining us, with the wonderful Raquel Briggs, and as of course all of real Star Trek, 1966 through 2005 only, except no substitutes. So yeah, it is so much fun. Love it, and she is a doll. She's really a lovely person.
She is. She's a real sweetheart.
And she can just stir up that chat too. I'll tell you what, it's fantastic. Oh, I love her. We have some great friends with us here. Before we take care of business here, let's say some hellos. The great Maddie's daddy. Yo, brother. I've known that gentleman for 40-something years there. He's a spiffing bloke. Hey, we have your old buddy and mine, Mark, the infinitely tired.
Absolutely. You keep hold of that mojo idea, Mark. It'll come true eventually.
Yeah, hang on to that mojo, buddy. Canadian Spider-Man who does whatever a Canadian spider can. Spins the web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out. Here comes the Canadian Spider-Man. And you're all lucky I didn't sing it. I'm being merciful tonight. Alex James, my friend, I enjoyed hanging out with you on Cardinal stream yesterday, my friend. And shout out to Cardinal if you're out there somewhere, brother. It was nice talking to you, and thank you for being here. Apollonies Minion, hello, my dear. It's always lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in. We appreciate you. And Purple, here we go. This is what I live for. This is what I live for on YouTube now, saying this name. It's my
Do
favorite
it.
thing to say. Ready? All right. I got a new one for you this time. Let's see. Is everyone ready for me to say this? All right, here we go. Doctor, no, Doctor Hercule Monkey. Okay, again, I'm working on it. It's supposed to be like Space Ghost. I'm sorry if that hurt anyone's ears. It hurt mine. Oh, I'm working on it. It's a work in progress, Purple. I'm going to get that one right, though, because I love that name. Oh. Dr. Hercule Monkey, if you ever change that name, it's over between us. Just saying.
Or at least let Clobberin Times have the name.
Yes.
Pass it
At
on.
least, yes, bequeath it to me if you leave. The great Chris Persia is here, the great master of Canadian ranchers. Hello, my friend. An absolute spiffing bloke, that Chris Persia.
He is indeed. We love Chris.
Look at now. I've lost all attention span now that you put that up there. Wanda. Whew, Scarlet Witch. That's my favorite of her outfits. Oh my God. A great friend of the show's popped in, of course, the extraordinary and the extraordinary gentleman Mark D with a C. Hey, buddy. Thank you for being here. Oh, good bud. Project Story Time, my friend. Thank you for being here, sir. We appreciate you. And I always have to look at this one harder because of all the fonts around it. But YTL, evening, sir. Or is it sir? I don't know. Evening person. It is always fantastic to see you. I can't really see that avatar very well because I have, my computer's way back from my screen. So I do apologize. Let's see if we have anyone else I've not covered yet. Oh, hey, Rod Thunderheart. It was cool talking to you for a bit there, sir, yesterday on Cardinals stream, my friend. Thank you for being here. I think I'm all caught up at the moment. Let's see, order of business. Let's see, Wednesday night, I have been honored. I mean, again, for those who do not know and have not followed the great channel Retro Blasting, it's just one of the greatest. It's been, for the past 10 years or so, one of the top. It's the best retro channel on. Of course, I'm prejudiced, I guess, because it's run by a wonderful friend of mine, the great Michael French, and my wonderful friend, his wife, Melinda, just two dear friends of mine for a long time, real life friends that I've just adore them so much. They're great friends. Their fantastic channel is linked here in my description below. And they've for many, many years, they've been on my show. And, Michael comes on all the time. And he's making the rounds. He's all over YouTube, all kinds of different streams. And he has a new video out. Purple, this thing, I was just so proud to be a part of this one. It's for those who are familiar with it. And I don't know if you're familiar with this. Alex James. Oh, I already said hello to you. Sorry. But hello again. See how old I am. It's I don't know if you're familiar with the old Pride of the X-Men cartoon and one-shot cartoon and an animated feature that predates the Fox X-Men cartoon and the subsequent video game that was in the arcade game. I don't know if you all had that over there. You're on your way back in the early 90s.
I think we did. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure we did, and I know you've recommended it to me in the past.
Yes, this is picked from it right here. It was a one-off. They did a Fox cartoon in the 90s of the X-Men that everyone's very familiar with. It lasted many years, but this was a few years before that, called Pride of the X-Men. It was they were making a RoboCop cartoon in the late 80s. Marvel was, and then they were going to do 13. They made 12, and their last one they decided to try to sell the X-Men, make an X-Men pilot type thingy. And I remember they didn't even. It's supposedly aired in syndication. I saw a bootleg of it at a comic shop right around 89, 90, whatever it was. And in this one, I like the animation and the art. As you can see, I love those old X-Men costumes. They put Dazzler in it for reasons that we don't know exactly. Even in the video, I try to explain it. And Wolverine has an Australian accent. Yes. You can find this on holiday. Yeah, you can find this on YouTube. The story's done, but the art and the animation is really nice.
I love the outfit that Storm's got on.
Oh yeah, I love that classic outfit for Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And my great friend Michael French of Retro Blasting has made a new video. This is one of his longest videos. He does some great videos. This is like 37 minutes long. He goes in depth on the cartoon, on the history of the X-Men a bit, and of course the arcade game, which was a big console arcade game, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Yes, well, yes, indeed. Which I love Retro Blasting too. It's such a great channel. Michael's the man. And this Wednesday, I will have him on. It's just hanging out with Retro Blasting is what I'm going to be doing with because it's been a while. He hasn't been on since August. Just Joe, what's up, buddy? Jobber's here. He has not been on with me since August when we did our great Empire Strikes Back show, which we had a lot of fun doing. So we're going to have a show talking about this and many other Retro Blasting type things, I'm sure. And I'm looking forward to that. I don't know why he let me ruin his channel by being a part of this video, having my stupid voice on there, but I'm honored. He's a great friend. So if the channel's ruined, Purple, it's my fault.
I love that channel, and I can't imagine it without you.
I hope not. No, like I said, he's been on my show many, many times, and he's just a great dude. He's my go-to guy when it comes to anything 80s retro in terms of figures, and of course Star Wars. He is man. When it comes to Star Wars, he is really deep dived as far as the history of Star Wars, things like that, and many, many, many other things. Michael is amazing, and I love Melinda as well. So anyway, this is Retro Blasting, my friends. Please, there's a link in my description below to their channel, and a link to this video that I put up, and there's also and the channel as well. He did a great vid here. He just does amazing videos. It's just they're so well produced. I wish I could make any video. I can't even make a video. I can barely stream. I can't really make a video, and his are just incredible. So anyway, and then sorry, Wednesday. Then Thursday. There's this. I forgot.
Yeah, nothing important. Just your 800th episode.
Yeah, I did forget about that. It's landing on the Global Geek Gang. Yep, 800. What? It's not a biggie. And who knows? Maybe we lost track. Maybe this should be like 850 and we just forgot to count some. I don't know. I do have some lost episodes because I had back in the 10, 11 years ago when I switched networking with some people, a lot of my episodes got taken down. Oh, and I had some early ones taken down by Blog Talk Radio because they were pissed at me. Because Paramount Pictures, CBS were pissed at me. Screw them. Oh my, they were mad. Can you imagine being mad at me? I don't know.
Is that back in your Rebel Radio days?
Well, if you call being a rebel, calling Jar Jar Abrams garbage movies what they are. And by the way, I don't care what anyone says. It would have come to anyone else if I'd never even existed in this timeline, but Jar Jar Abrams was from me first on the internet, folks. And by the way, Jar Jar Abrams knows he's called Jar Jar Abrams, which I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He knows and he hates it.
You want a confession of how sick I am, though, Purple? This is
What's that?
Now this is going to get me in trouble. The chat's going to start screwing around. I know they're going to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anytime anyone says, because it's such a habit for me to say Jar Jar Abrams.
Hmm?
Anytime someone says JJ, I get mad. Look, if I'm listening to my talk, it's Jar Jar, damn it! It's not like I don't really get triggered, but it stings a little. No, it's Jar Jar.
Automatic reaction now.
Yeah, stop saying it. Even when they're criticizing, they'll accidentally say JJ, and it's Jar Jar. God damn it! I know. Yeah, really mature, real mature guy. See, there you go. I know that you could just You're lucky you have carte blanche, Dr. Herky Monkey. I knew it. Must have, yes, the wise asses in the audience. So yes, that will be Thursday, 800. Let's see here.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you so much. In April, I'll have hit 12 years doing this. I don't know why they haven't stopped me yet. Maybe this is proof that the universe is that screwed up. So maybe I should quit at 8. Quit at 12. I don't know. There you go.
Oh, no.
I should retire.
It's never 12 years. Gotta keep going.
Yeah, maybe 20. I'll stop at 20. Yeah, right. Like I can make it 20. Let's see here. There's a there's a show to talk about of some sorts. Like I forget what it is now. What's that thing called?
Yeah, just a little something that ended this week. Well,
Visual. Rhonda is visual or something. What is that thing? Oh, that's it. That outfit though. Whew, look at you. That's she's had variations. I don't know. Have you ever seen? You know which one I did not like? Have you ever seen her? And I love George Perez's art. Have you ever seen the gypsy look?
yes, yeah, wasn't my favorite. Like you say, I like this kind of classic with the bodysuit and the cloak.
Yeah. Now again, I'm still a toxic male. She's super hot in it. Don't get me wrong, but it's got like her hair really curly and it looks like an absolute. I mean, this gypsy outfit. That was
Yes, and I can kind of obviously see where they were going with that. But yeah, doesn't really say superhero, does it?
yeah. It kind of bugged me. I don't know why, but that was on the run where he came back with Kurt Busiek and they did it. I think it was the early 2000s or whatever when they started on the book, and it was it's a good comic. It was, and I remember seeing that going, "What are you doing, George? Why? Why? What the hell, man?" But it's again that's the nitpickiness of a geek. You see costumes, you go, "Why did they change his or her costume? What the hell are you doing?" Why are you doing? They'll fiddle with, and that's the thing. Artists and writers cannot resist screwing with costumes. By the way, I don't know if you've noticed.
Are you a purist when it comes to costumes? Is there a specific kind of style that you really like? Do you like it kind of more streamlined? Do you like it, or does it depend on the character?
I'm almost a purist on it. I like the simple ones, and for example, this is of course perfect for Wanda, but that's just Wanda, right? Whether if you see down below here, like these costumes, they look like normal old costumes. I cannot stand overwrought, quote unquote, overwrought or overly complicated costumes, like with Batman or whomever. They have like ridgy. They're all ridgy and armory looking, and just I don't like when Iron Man's armor is complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I like, my idea of great costumes is, it's pretty much the simple look of these costumes.
Is that why you're a big Fantastic Four fan? Because you like just a very simple, all-in-one, almost jumpsuit kind of uniform that they used to wear?
Yes, as you can see, this is a small picture, but like that old FF uniform is the one I love. I love normal like this. This is it. I mean, this is right. I know this is a small picture, everyone, but that's it for me. That's the kind of costumes that are simple. Yes, they're painted on. I know they are painted on. They're colored on, but I don't
see
like
Valkyrie.
Yes, there she is. There you go, Brunhilde. Right. There's also Red Sonja down there, and Scarlet Witch is there. Yeah, I love that title, Marvel Team Up. But
I've got to ask, how long did that take to make? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's well, I can't do it with a computer. My computer's old, and I don't have that whatever kind of thing you would use to make that. And it looks like crap there, but it can be blown up like what's on Facebook, by the way. But it took me hours on my stupid phone, my phone app. I don't know if you have on my Android phone.
Mm-hmm.
And this is so ridiculous here. I even have John Belushi in the Saturday Night Live crew there. Because there was an issue of Marvel Team Up. I don't know if you know this, where Spider-Man teamed up with the not ready for prime time players on Saturday Night Live with John Belushi and the gang.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that's silly stuff. And I got everybody on there from all 150 issues, I think, just about, and 7 annuals, whatever it was. That's pathetic. So it's kind of small on there. You can't see them all. That took a long time. There were four big team up books. I forgot to put my DC ones. 2 DC ones and 2 Marvel ones. Marvel 2-in-1 with the Thing teaming up with people.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Team Up. It was almost always Spider-Man for but for a while they were rotating it. They thought they would let the Human Torch do it for a while. So there were issues when it was the Human Torch teaming up with someone instead of Spidey, but only like 7 or so. And then they went back almost exclusively to Spidey because he was so. This is in the 70s. They were experimenting, and Spidey was huge. I love my boy the Human Torch, but he wasn't as popular. So yeah, but every issue, of course, they would team up with somebody, and yeah. I know it's ridiculous. And there was one, it was Brave and the Bold for DC was Batman teaming up with people. Although there were a couple issues before that where he didn't, but for like 200 issues or whatever. And then it was, although he didn't have all 200 issues. And then there was DC Comics Presents with Superman teaming up with people. So, and everyone's like, what are you talking about? You're supposed to talk about Wanda. I'm sorry. This is Monday Night Comics.
It is, and that is awesome. I saw it when you put it up on Twitter, and I kind of blew it up as big as I could get it, just so I could. It's like, where's Wally? Looking at all the characters. I was looking at it for 15 minutes.
Could you see it? Could you see it okay on there? Because it seemed
looked fine.
Good. The resolution was all right. Oh, there you go. You know what? I'm the one that did it, and I can't stop looking at them. I just look at them for hours, I went and cheated and changed a couple of them, but because I actually put a character on there, and then I and thought, wait a minute, he wasn't in an issue of 2 and 1, so I had to change it. But yeah, it's I edited it so many times. Oh, it's ridiculous, but it's fun. No, I'm sad there's no more team up books to do. Yes, folks, I'm a real grown up, ain't I? Yeah. Now, WandaVision, everyone. Of course, I don't know if you've all watched it, but we're going to go into spoiler territory. We're just gonna talk about what happened. If you have not watched it yet, well, you've been warned. So you've been warned. We have the last episode, folks. They've ended it. I want to turn this over to Purple to get her basic thoughts on and how the thing ended and what she thought about the series as a whole. So go for it.
Right, yeah. So we got to episode 9. Could have done with a couple more episodes, I think.
Yeah.
They really cut themselves short on this. And to be honest, I think they fumbled it. About the first 5, maybe 6 episodes I enjoyed. I really, really liked the first couple of episodes where it was just based on the sitcoms. I had a lot of fun with that. But once they started getting more into the, quote unquote, real world and what was actually going on, I think there was just too many threads that they were trying to juggle. There were too many questions that they left without answers. I thought it was great to see Wanda finally become Scarlet Witch. Not really her origin, but a decent enough origin, for the MCU. It makes sense, at least, I guess. I think she's now well on the way to becoming a villain.
Yes.
For Doctor Strange too. But there was a hell of a lot going on in this episode. It was fast-paced. And it was a slightly longer episode than we've had recently. I think it was about 40 minutes, not including the credits. And we had 2 end credit scenes going on this time.
Yes.
Which was a bit odd. We had like a mid-credit and then a post-credit scene.
Yep. Like the movies.
Exactly, just like the movies. It's like, really, you're really going for this, aren't you guys? But as the finale, I wasn't that impressed, I've got to admit. I was a little bit disappointed. I think, as I say, if this had been with maybe 1 more episode to go, and even better 2 more episodes to go, but I think it could have been a lot more of a payoff. But I will say that I loved Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany. I thought the chemistry between the 2 of them throughout the whole series was really, really well done.
Yeah, agreed. I pretty much agree with all of that. I'm the same way. I thought it was fairly, felt fun and entertaining early on. I think they may have been able to compress some of the early episodes a little bit with the sitcom stuff, but it was fun. It was different, and that was kind. I'm okay with that. I really thought, yes, I think it's early on a fairly entertaining show at that point, and then it just really got bogged down when they got into the real world. Like, there are just so many wrong turns on the show for me over the past 4 episodes or so, really. And then in this one, I think if they hadn't had a lot of that stumbling, this episode would have been more easy to enjoy, because there are things in the episode, this one, believe it or not, that I did like a little bit. I know that's a shocker coming from me. I liked some of the action's pretty decent. There's not maybe not enough for the whole as a series as a whole, but some of the action is pretty decent, I thought. I like some of the stuff with Vision and confronting, the Visions, the created Vision confronting White Vision, and like you said, I really do like Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen quite a bit. I really do like them. So, and they are. I would like to have seen them in a better story. I would like to have seen them in an actual adventure together of some sort, rather than what they ended up doing. Not that what they were doing was completely a bad idea in theory, but I would have loved to have seen maybe more of a straightforward adventure with the two of them, having something else going on where you get to see them be Vision and Scarlet Witch together and have, doing something. Yes, I guess I'm asking for something a little more traditional rather than something kind of outside the box, which is what this was. Maybe I am being that. I guess if I am, I'm being that guy. That's okay, as being that geek. I think would have been a little bit better off than what we ended up with, because after all that setup, there's nowhere near an adequate payoff. And go ahead.
It's just because I do think that Marvel have kind of overshot themselves with this, because this was their first kind of foray into the TV series, because we haven't had films for a couple of years now. Do you think they were overly ambitious with it? Do you think they'll learn from this? Because I think there's been quite a bit of backlash from people over the final episode.
I think my answers in order would be yes and no. Yes, they were overly ambitious because they really didn't have much of an idea of how to end this thing. And no, they won't learn from it. In my opinion, they won't learn from it. I could be wrong, and I would like to be wrong about that. I don't think they ever learn. They're maybe a different branch of Disney, but I don't think Kevin Feige's had an agenda for a long time. He's been building it fairly shrewdly, in a sense that it's incrementalism. In his case, it's not like Disney does with Star Wars, beating you over the head with it. He's been doing it in a bit of a more subtle fashion, I would say.
Yes,
but he's doing it, and he's building up to it slowly. I think no, they won't care about the backlash. I don't think they will care. I think they're going to go on with their plan, and until it gets into the movie theaters again, and they're having to perform, I don't know if they're going to be if their plans will be altered or affected at all, if ever. So
yes.
He's not going to change.
The only issue I can see with that is obviously because this leads directly into the second Doctor Strange, and that isn't due out for another year. Are people even going to care or even remember what went on in WandaVision in a year's time?
Yep. And again, we're used to that with the Marvel films, like, a cliffhanger, and you don't see what happens for a long time. So that's not in itself that horrible of a thing. But I think they did. I kept saying, just wait, they're going to kick the can down to the next movie. They did that, but they did do that as many of us, not just me, many of us have been saying that. But this thing could have had, I think I would have been okay with the way they ended it if they didn't have a lot of really, really bad decisions in this past couple of episodes. What I mean by that is, let's just say I didn't have the complaints about not answering enough questions or something like that. In and of itself, this ending might have been okay, but they did a lot of really crazy things with it that I just don't think worked. For example, we can't just, and by the way, I will, let me backtrack and go the things I like. The thing I just mentioned about the Vision conflict with his other self, and Wanda getting her costume, that was great.
Yeah, she did look good. I've got to admit, I did really like that costume. It looked pretty much like Magneto's costume, I thought.
Yes, it wasn't this one. The one that one on the Avatar, just absolutely. But it is as, I think that is as close. Obviously, in that episode with the Halloween thing, that was fun seeing her in that one. But as far as what they do with MCU costumes, that was as close to a legit type of a comic book type of a costume as you're going to see her with. That's meant to be her costume.
Yes, and I think the reason she doesn't have more cleavage on show is because Elizabeth Olsen requested not to.
I never thought I could be angry with Elizabeth Olsen about anything, but now I am. No, I'm kidding. Well, but yeah, that's a damn shame. But still, it's lovely though, and she looked
She looks good. I want to
fantastic.
give her that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she did torture a whole town full of people. I mean, torture. Now, again, not intentionally, I suppose, but um, we already have her. It's one thing when she accidentally caused that explosion that killed people in Civil War. She was trying to save someone. She was trying to save Cap, and she was trying to do something good. That was truly an accident.
Yes.
This came from within her, but because reasons, she gets off scot-free.
Yes. That was a really odd way to go about it, for her to have no kind of comeuppance for what she did. Part of me thinks, well, this is where, as you say, this is where they fell down, because you need someone on her comparative level to take her down. And the only person that can do that would be Doctor Strange, which is why everyone kind of thought that that's who we would see at the end of the episode. But like you say, she even gets validated by Monica Rambeau.
Oh yeah.
She says, if I had your powers, I probably would have done something similar. And that's not telling someone they've done something heroic.
This is the most unheroic thing I've ever seen in the MCU. I mean, you can say what you want about any of the except for some of the stuff in the Captain Marvel. But as far as the MCU is concerned, I mean, the movies are to varying degrees of quality and depending upon your taste. But they almost always, although you could find some qualms in Black Panther as well, which is a movie I did not like. But for the most part, they always have one of the things that distinguishes them is that they are about superheroes at the end of the day, and they're heroic. And the heroes, they stumble, they make mistakes, but they're still heroes. Now, again, I understand that she didn't mean to do it, but she was not held accountable. And again, I hate to go geek on you for a second, but where in the hell were the Avengers?
Yes.
Sword, not calling them is not an excuse because she was gone for a long time. The Avengers could have found her. And because she went missing for a good while, right? I know Cap's not there anymore, but who's still there? Hulk's still there. A few of them are still an Avengers group as far as we know. Where are they? And they're not looking for her. And you think if they go, if she's if we can't find her, we find someone who can find her, and they would find her. And this thing. Go ahead.
Sorry, we even know that Fury is keeping an eye on things because of the end scene with the scroll, where Monica's told, he wants to see you. So we know that he's up on the base with the scrolls, keeping an eye on what's going on, within Westview. So S.H.I.E.L.D. knows it as well.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
And they didn't.
Yep, absolutely. She tortured these people. And again, I understand that you would deal with her from a standpoint of you didn't mean to do it, but that's not always, that's not good enough. And Monica Rambeau was like, well, you helped me get superpowers. I would have done the same thing. So you go, girl. And then we have to concoct. Look, Director Haywood, first of all, the whole time, he was not doing anything wrong. And that's why at the end, they stick in this scene where they have him he was trying to save these people. They put in there him taking a shot or ordering to shoot at these imaginary kids of hers. And that's totally that again, so we can make him the bad guy, and we can purposely make him the bad guy. And then when Kat Dennings comes in at the end, the last second, and rams his Jeep or Humvee or whatever with the ice cream truck to stop him or whatever, and she says, "Have fun in prison." Why is he going to prison? What the hell did he do?
Yeah, why is he being arrested?
Now, she just said that, but I mean, yeah, he gets arrested. Jimmy Woo, the FBI's arresting him or something. Sword. I'm like, why? What the hell? What law did this guy break? He was trying to save all these people who, again, they were tortured. Flat out. What is that? What was that? When that lady asked her, could you at least let my daughter go? She's been stuck in a room all this time. Because of what you're doing, you evil witch.
Yeah. When they say, when you do let us sleep, we have your nightmares. If you're not going to let us go, could you just let us die.
Yeah, let us die.
That's how desperate they are to get away from this situation.
It's horrible when you think about it. It's absolutely horrific.
And even in the Halloween episode, you see that people are basically stuck doing this kind of repetitive motion, and the further away from the central hub where her power was, people are basically just frozen in place. And they could have been like that for the entire time, in the outskirts of town.
Yep. Absolutely. We got a lot of people talking in the chat. Let's see what some of them are saying. Run through exactly. Gary from Neurotic said this justifies torturing 1,000 people just because you were suffering from your dead boyfriend. Yeah. Yes. It's really it's written on a level with modern certain morality of the people writing this thing. Who, by the way, I believe some big time SJWs wrote this. One of the writers of this show is an absolute turd. What did with the C? Paid on townspeople felt with the nightmares of Wanda's past, which was meant to, emphasize her. Was it okay? Yeah, it was awful, and she gets away with it. I mean, and again, she does not get held accountable. You could make the case, well, how could they stop her? Okay, well, Vision just, White Vision, as we all know, becomes, I guess he's Vision now.
Yes, I'm guessing that's what they did just to keep the character in the MCU. But I think even somebody said it in the chat. Where did he go? Where's he flown off to?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Who's tracking this, basically sentient weapon now?
Yeah, another good point. Again, and not only that, there were all kinds of things just absolutely not explained. But one of the biggest things that was, I think, one of the lamest explanations, if you want to call it that, your Muslim uncle. Thanks for joining us. And
Good evening.
Hey there, good to see you, my friend. And Jesus is my King 68. Thank you for being here, buddy. One of the really annoying things was Ralph Boner.
Oh God, what a waste of a character that was, and of an actor.
Waste. Yes, Evan Peters. He's not really Quicksilver, but he's got the powers for some reason, and I can't even address that without really. I mean, when I saw that, I was wanted to throw up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
So I can't understand. I mean, it could be just me being very, very stupid, but okay. So Agatha moves into the house because it's as close as she can get to Wanda to keep an eye on her. Okay, that's fine. So presumably Ralph was the original homeowner who she just moved in and kind of took over his mind. Okay, but that doesn't explain how he looks just like a version of Quicksilver from an alternate universe, or why he has his powers.
You got me. Because reasons, as the kids say.
Uh-huh.
Because reasons. I don't understand why. Well, it could have just been anybody.
It could have, yeah. It literally could have been absolutely anybody.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. I thought there are probably some other ones I'm not even thinking of right now that they did not explain. I'm sure you can think of some that were just questions that a little stuff that they just. Which, nope. Forget about that. That's gone. We don't know.
We'll never know. To Agent Franklin, we don't know who they were looking for in the who the witness was that they were sent in to find in the first place.
Nope.
That never gets addressed.
Nope. We never know who that astrophysicist that Monica Rambeau keeps referring to is. Oops. No, we don't know who that is, do we?
No.
Don't say it if you're not. Why you throw crap like that out there? And if you're not gonna address it,
don't dangle the Fantastic Four in front of people. That's just cruel.
Yes.
We already know you're gonna mess it up.
They're always gonna screw it up. Yeah. So why even give it to? And that's probably what it is. Probably what it is. Why bother? I mean, red herrings are one thing. Yeah, no Simon Williams. That's another good point there, Mark.
The commercials, Dr. Herky Monkey, were never explained. They were just there.
Yep.
Were they her subconscious? Were there somebody trying to break into her subconscious? Who knows?
Yeah. Well, they won't tell you. And look, I can understand leaving some things to the imagination. Don't get me wrong. Like the commercials, I guess we could use our own 2 + 2 = 4 and figure that the Hydra stuff is because she did, she was a pawn of Hydra. So all the little Hydra, mentions, I guess. And, was it, what's his face, mentioning Strucker and things like that just could come from her subconscious because that's where she got her powers and all that stuff from them and their experiments and things and such. So, okay, I guess, but wouldn't hurt to explain stuff.
Yeah, that was the fun part of the show. The possibilities. Okay, so we've got this, and this, but how do they kind of connect? And so if this happens, then maybe this will happen in another episode. We had all these kind of little bits, and that was the fun, trying to find the Easter eggs and find the pattern, but without any payoff, it just falls flat.
It absolutely does. So this that was a farce. Ryan Kennell said that the closed captioning from the visually impaired for the visually impaired listed Paul Evans in his intro as Paul Evans, the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies. So why did it say that? You got me. You got me. The great Ace Cast Iron. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here, my friend. Great. Always great to see you. Yeah, they just left all kind of crap. They said, who cares? And look, I don't mind some things being a red herring to throw you off so you can't figure things out. There's nothing wrong with that. But you do, if you're going to put some stuff out there, how comic book geeks are. You need to have some answers.
Well, that, and the actors were kind of to blame for this because they went on record saying that yes, there's going to be on level with Luke Skywalker. We're going to have this cameo.
That was a flat out. I mean, I don't look. Elizabeth Olsen, bless her heart, if she thinks that, I'm not sure what she thinks the quote unquote Luke Skywalker level cameo is. If she thinks that's White Vision, I don't know. Unless something got cut out, we don't know about it. And see, that's really annoying because weren't you even when it got to after the first really lame ass after a post credit scene, the first of the two, weren't you thinking, okay, maybe that's going to be in the last scene? So they drag you all the way. And by the way, I bet there were some people not expecting that last scene because you have a lot of credits, go by, and there hadn't been two post credit scenes in an episode yet. So I just stuck it out. I didn't know. I don't know if you knew. I didn't know there was going to be. I just said, let me see.
I missed it the first time. I called it the second time because I just let the episode play while I was doing something else. And okay, we've got another post-credit scene. Cool.
Yeah. Because I didn't know. So when they get to that one, when it becomes obvious, oh, here we go with another scene. This last, I was like, all right, well, maybe this will be it. Doctor Strange.
And that scene looks like it's almost could have been lifted directly from the film.
Yeah. So I'm going, okay, all right. I guess this is it then. Let's see what this is. So this ought to be nice, at least. No, it was just there. She is at the cabin. She walks in, and there she is in the room, messing around with magic with her costume. We've seen the costume, guys. We didn't, granted, it's nice to look at, but what is this scene for? What is it for, really? You could have done that. And you didn't. That's not good enough for an after credit scene. It's just.
No, that's just reinforcing that, okay, now you've got to wait for, an actual film to get some payoff.
Yeah. And there, you use the absolute word there. There's no payoff anywhere. And there are lots of mind-boggling, extremely morally questionable bits in this script and in this story where we're just supposed to go, she tortured those people. Screw them. Who cares? Yeah, the Avengers don't give a shit about Wanda, apparently, because they didn't get involved. Vision doesn't, even though that part of the soul gem that made up the personality that she was creating Vision with all along is now inside of White Vision. He doesn't give a crap either.
No, he was off. He was like, bye.
Yeah, and Monica's like, you go, girl. We don't care that you just switched a bunch of people. Screw them. We'll go put this dude in jail for trying to stop you. Oh my God, arresting him.
Yeah, and I
Oh.
get it. You know, he's meant to be an unpleasant character, but like you say, he
Right.
wasn't actually doing anything that he shouldn't have been doing. He was trying to save a town full of people.
Right. And by the way, this is phony crap when they're saying we'll make him look bad by having him order the kids be shot at, which are not real kids. They're fake. Again, shouldn't do it. I'm not saying that was good of him to do that because they were real to her,
Mm-hmm.
but they still aren't actually real people, and those people in the town were. He was still jerk. Okay, again, portrayed that way we know why.
Mm-hmm.
We know why. I mean, we don't even have to go into why. We both know why he was portrayed that way. But he still didn't. No, he didn't break any laws. He was trying to stop. He was trying to save these people. He was trying to stop people, these magical beings, from taking over a town of thousands of people, whatever it was. And he's going to jail. Why? Why? It's moronic. It's some of the worst writing. I mean, again, the episode itself was relatively entertaining as in terms of the action and the fight between Wanda and Agatha, who now's the evil for some reason.
Yes, she flip-flopped back and forth quite a bit. I know she's supposed to technically be a grey character, but she was more of a villain towards the beginning of the episode, and then by the end of the episode, she's like the voice of reason because she's telling Wanda, you're going to destroy the universe. This is your destiny. This is why you should not have this power. You can't control it. You're prophesied to destroy everything.
Yes, but I want your power. Give me your power.
Yeah, exactly.
So, which is it, Attica? You're trying to keep her from being too dangerous, or you want her power? Again, you don't even know what you're writing here, people. And Agatha was in the comic. Again, I know they didn't make her exactly like Agatha. I kind of like that actress, Catherine Hahn. I mean, I like her. She's great. There's no problem with her. And I guess in the comic, of course, Agatha was basically, I mentioned this before, she was really just Franklin Richards' nanny. In her first appearance in Fantastic Four by Kirby and Lee, they were, right after Franklin was born, they needed, obviously the Fantastic Four go on a lot of dangerous missions and stuff, so they needed someone to be able to protect Franklin. And I'll never forget that issue. It was one of the first FF comics I ever had, where they bring, they go there to her mansion out in wherever it is, Attica's mansion, and the Frightful Four show up, and she basically wipes the floor with them. She's badass, and but she was kind of just that until many years later. I understand that they started getting her involved with Wanda and stuff. Let's see here.
Yes.
This is Clobberin, this is Disney we're talking about. Of course, the writers don't know what they're writing. That is for sure.
And I'd agree with the chat as well. It was a really cheap way of her to get a hold of the Darkhold book.
Yes.
She just took it from Agatha.
Yes, and I was. They're finally actually giving. This is just an aside. They're giving actual credits. At the end credits, they even actually credited that nut job Jerry Conway and the great artist Mike Plug for the creation of the Darkhold. I was shocked. Well, they didn't say it in the credits, but they are the ones who created it. That came from the 70s, and it appeared in a Werewolf by Night comic. So it's not even, but it became part of Marvel lore. And I don't think those guys got paid anything for this, but they got their name on a Disney show credits.
I haven't thought of Werewolf by Night for years. Is it?
Oh yeah,
Jack Russell. Is it?
That's right. Well done. Yes, Jack Russell indeed. And what a goofy name for a doggy character. Yeah, that's never been lost on anybody. That name for the Werewolf by Night, Accountant by Day, and not to be confused with Man-Wolf, who was John Jameson. Everyone, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have some of those. Man, Moon Knight first appeared in the Darkhold, and Moon Knight both made their first appearances in Werewolf by Night comics. So
crazy.
Yeah, it was Marvel Spotlight or something like that, I believe, everyone. For those interested in the silly trivia that means nothing. Yeah, Jack Russell. Always, why
It
does it
was
always
made me
crack
laugh.
me up?
That's why I remember it. It was just so
Yeah, it
stupid.
always crack me up. Yeah. Oh crap. Oh man. But yeah, it's just a terrier by night. Yeah. Exactly. Terrier by night. Good one. Oh crap. But yeah, Persia, let's see here. Yeah, Darko was part of Spirits of Vengeance arc, which yeah, it wasn't that, but it was way before it would have existed before that.
And technically, we've already had the Darkhold in Agents of Shield, but now apparently that's not canon because chat was talking about that earlier as well. That should have technically been the first MCU based TV show, but now they've said no, that's not part of the actual MCU.
Well, could it have been in both, or are they acting like did they act like in this one that had never been seen before? Well, we're just seeing it, but
from what I can tell, they were acting like this was the first time it's ever been used in Wandavision. Like you're not supposed to have known that it had been used before.
Well, you know what? Agents of Shields, and I know that like Perlmutter argument with feud with Kevin Feige is why that they've just kind of parted ways a little bit. Those TV shows with the MCU or whatever. But you know what? Agents of Shield deserves to be ignored after they put that stupid Ghost Driver on there. Oh, it deserves it. Holy shit. Ghost Driver. What a piece of that's garbage. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Ghost Rider guy, to be honest, but I just thought that was stupid.
Yes. I would love a really good version of Ghost Rider. I think that's an underused character.
You don't like Nicolas Cage?
I do, just not as an actor. As a person, I think it's hilarious.
He's a comic book geek, at least. Apologies. I made a diamond dot painting of the Fantastic Four in it. Oh, cool!
Yes,
love it.
It looks amazing. It really does. I saw it on Apollonie's Instagram page.
Oh, I'd like to see that. That'd be cool to see. Yeah, Captain Trek, welcome, sir. Apollonie, I would love to see that, my dear. I'd love it. Love some FF. So yeah, Ghost Rider. Yeah, that first Ghost Rider movie wasn't all that good or anything, but the second one was unwatchable. I mean, I don't know. I could, which is why I didn't sit through all of it. I mean, it's bad.
It is bad. Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, the first one didn't really bug me one way or the other. I mean, he was Johnny Blaze, but he looked like the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. So I don't know. I'm personally a Johnny Blaze guy out of the two, but a lot of people grew up with Danny Ketch, which is fine. He's the spiky Ghost Rider with the chains and all that stuff.
Yeah. Either it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. And then of course, originally he rode a horse, the original Ghost Rider.
Yeah, wasn't that in the second film, if I remember correctly?
Didn't he even touch on it in the first a little bit?
I can't remember. I'm getting the two mixed up. Yes, Sam Elliott, that was it. Yeah.
So yeah, you could do a good yeah, I gotta admit I don't know what a diamond dot painting is either. Oh yeah, I think I've seen her show one before. A diamond dot painting. I think I know what that is. But it could be wrong. So yeah, this episode really, again, we were saying it, and even look, the director of the episode didn't come out and say that I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed. Well, preemptive damage control much?
That's not the way to subvert people's expectations.
No,
none of them you're going to be disappointed.
No. Isn't that weird? When you come out and say, all right, let's say you got a movie coming out tomorrow. Yeah, I just want to say, everyone, I made this movie and all, but just don't get your hopes up. Go see it.
It's not that great, but go see it, please.
Yeah, please go see it or watch it, but just don't expect to you might not. I don't know. You might not like it much. It might not be the movie for you, but please watch it. And if you I'm just want. what director of any movie, and I know it's a TV show, but of anything ever does that? They're either, unless they're really pissed off because the movie got taken away from them, like that idiot Josh Skank who directed Fan Four Stick.
Oof. God, talk about a film of two halves.
Yeah. Oh, what was that? I've told you that about that before. I had to ride by that damn. I had to ride by that damn studio every day going to work where they were making that abomination. They right down the street from me. They filmed that garbage.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yep. I tell you that, right?
You did.
Yeah, and I even had an injury out. I even injured myself out there. But yeah, it's look, Fan Four Stick is its own punishment, and it ruined his career. Not that he had much of one, so I've heard much about what he's doing.
Definitely put the nail in the coffin for it.
Oh, let's see here. It's a picture that is a cross between a paint by numbers and a cross stitching. Okay. Well, I would like to see it. So yeah, it's overall it's kind of oh yeah, that's right, you did. I remember that. I remember your apartment right there while that stupid Celtic Studios is. Yeah. They make a lot of movies here to New Orleans.
And all this time, all they had to do was let you on set, and you could have fixed it for them.
I volunteered. I can't lie to you. There were times I just wanted to like swerve my truck over and just like drive through, bust down through the gates, drive through, crash into that studio,
just
take over.
Just take a pen to the script. This is going. We're going to change this. Okay, this line's terrible.
Yep. But the cast has to go too. So that's why they wouldn't listen to me. I said, all of you have to go. You're all fired. I'm taking over now. I don't care if we don't have a budget. It didn't stop Roger Corman. He had $20.
Yes, he did.
So, here, look, I'll go to the ATM, or maybe I'll go to somebody else's ATM. I'll get a couple of 20s and we'll make this movie.
How sad is that the best Fantastic Four film we've ever had is one that was never meant to have been released?
Oh my goodness. It's still bad, but yeah.
It's still bad, but
yes,
yeah.
at least it
tried.
Let us not forget it did have the idiocy of, instead of the mole man, they had this stupid character called the jeweler.
I forgot that.
Oh my god.
I was too busy focused on the guy that played Dr. Doom chewing the scenery.
Yes, he looked like a walking action figure.
He looked like Amigo.
Yeah, he did look like Amigo. In fact, everyone, this looks better than the guy in Fan Four Stick. In Roger Corman's. Everything looks better than the guy in Fan Four Stick. But that's him. Except this looks more real.
Yeah, it does. I've got to get that figure. I think it's so cool.
It is a nice. Oh man, I love it. Well, you got that. That's just the best. But so in Fan Four Stick though, he looked like he'd been wrapped in cellophane and was wearing a garbage bag over his head.
And then Vaseline dumped on him because he was all sticky.
But at least he had coverage, and the thing was nude. Thing was damn butt naked.
Yeah. And didn't they point that out in the film as well? They kind of make a reference to that you're not wearing any clothes.
I can't remember now. I try to block it out. I watched the download the day before it came out because I was not going to pay a dime to see that trash, and just so I could have the info and watch it. And do you know about this scene? Did you remember? I don't know if you saw it more than once, but
I could only sit through it once.
This is a scene when the Human Torch. This is my favorite bit of the favorite screw up of the movie. Human Torch they're in this cavern below. Everything looks like it was filmed in a cavern below something. And he's standing in some kind of, really, really darkly lit like cabin thingy or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And he bursts into flames. And it's still dark. It's just you can see the flame on him, but there's no light. It's like, guys, I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure that's not how fire works, folks. I mean, there's no light at all. It's just him
just standing there on fire. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And you know what? It's still better than. Well, no, I'm not going to say it. It's not better than the Fan Four Six. Not, but in fact, when we did our hated movies a while back, I think that's still on my number 3 or 4, 4 or whatever. 4 would be appropriate, wouldn't it? It'd be. I think it's 4. So, is it 4? It's 3. Oh, it's 3. Yeah, I got it at 3. There you go. So, which is pretty. Yeah, 3 it is. 3 it is. So I guess the good thing about that is it makes me not hate the stupid Sony movies.
Yes. There are bits of the Sony movies that I liked. I really thought they did well with Silver Surfer. I'm biased because I love Doug Jones, but I think character-wise, they actually nailed him pretty well.
Yeah. That part. Look, there were some cool moments, like when he and Johnny are having, when Johnny's chasing him when he's flying and stuff. And look, I'll be honest with you, I liked Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. I think he was the best of the casting because he acted just like Johnny Storm.
Yeah,
he was perfect in that role in the movie. And again, I love Jessica Alba, but let's be fair. I'm not being objective there because she's because I'm a dude. But I like, again, I think we talked about it before. It's like Ian Griffith or whatever his name is. I can't remember.
I thought he was actually really good. I liked him.
He was a good read. Yeah.
Yeah. Jessica Alba was very pretty, but at no point did I think she was suited on.
And I gotta be honest with you, I did not like the dude playing Doom that much. I don't like the actor's okay, but that's just not Victor Von Doom to me. It's just like some dude.
Didn't have the arrogance, right? The only time he kind of nailed the character was a line where he said, I think one of his aides said to him, you could have any woman you liked. And he said, yeah, exactly. I could have any woman that I liked. That's the only kind of time they got the arrogance right. Other than that, he was just a bit whiny.
He was no Doom, but Galactus was the worst thing.
The cloud.
The Galactus cloud. So I remember trying to explain the ending to this movie to somebody one time, the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and someone said, so wait a minute, how did they beat Galactus? And I said, well, you see, first of all, well, he's a cloud. But he's Galactus, right? Well, they're calling him Galactus. So how could the Silver Surfer beat Galactus? And I said, well, he just did, okay? He just did. He flew up into him and he beat him. But how could he possibly beat Galactus? Shut up. I don't have because you tell me how he beat Galactus. He just flew up into him and Galactus just left. Galactic Cloud. How can the Silver Surfer even have a chance against Galactus? The real Galactus. He just beat him for some reason. I don't know why.
Poof,
he just left.
And he was gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll fly up into him and the movie will be over. Yes. Galactus is a wimp who created you, but you can beat him easy. Okay.
Yeah, I think they just again wrote themselves into a corner. It's like, you need to finish this film really quick.
No, sir, they did not have the ultimate nullifier. They had the ultimate scriptifier. Yeah, they used an ultimate nullifier on the damn script. Yeah, and then they did it with the same thing. They did it with Parallax too. He was a cloud. Actually, Parallax did more than Galactus did. They fought him, but yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. They said well, they did it in the Fantastic Four, but it's good enough for us. God, the Green Lantern movie was stupid.
It was CGI suit.
Why would you CGI the suit like that? What's wrong with you? Well, you do know that the idiot who made that Green Lantern movie was a year and a half, right when he got hired for the job. I knew he was not the man for the job.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what came out of his stupid face when he was in his first interview?
No, what was that?
He said, well, they said something like, what did you like about Green Lantern? And the guy had directed, did he direct Casino Royale or something like that?
God.
I think so, but it said something like, well, why do you like Green Lantern? Whatever. You know how they always ask these directors, what do you think about this character? They always give you the lame, stupid. He said, well, the great thing about Green Lantern is anybody could be Green Lantern. I'm like, what? but no. The ring just doesn't go, oh, well, I'll just step. Oh, look, That guy right there, the guy eating the ice cream crossing the street, that it looks like Ralph Cramden. He's it. Boom, I'll just
Yeah.
land on him. Yeah, anybody could breathe. He said Green Lantern could be anybody. What the? Did you ever read a comic?
It's not a one size fits all.
Hal Jordan is exceptional. It seeks out someone who has the ability to, they say fearless, but later they kind of retconned it into the ability to overcome great fear. That's not anybody. That's not everybody. That's a crazy person like Hal Jordan. That's somebody who's exceptional. So I'm like, wait a minute. You're directing a movie. You've obviously never read a Green Lantern comic. That's okay. Let him direct it. All right, sure. All right. What an idiot! When I first saw that, when it was online, I yelled. I almost hurt my. How is this guy doing this movie? Well, we saw, didn't we?
We certainly did. Yeah. God.
Problem being.
Hey, Ocean Man. There he is.
What's up, buddy? Ocean Man. You know what? I'm mad at you, Problem being. I can't get the damn song out of my head now. Thanks a lot, dude. Ocean Man. I'm not going to sing it to you, but I should. You deserve me to have to sing that to you, to Probby. The great Probby's here. What's up, buddy? I love that video. Oh, is that not
I love
great?
it too. Nightmare fuel, but very funny.
Yeah. Oh my God, that video, dude! You should be ashamed of yourself because you're making me watch it over and over again. I love it, man. That's great stuff. Good to see you, Probby. Oh man, that's fantastic. I love it.
I know exactly what you mean. Ryan Reynolds was ridiculously lucky to get Deadpool after that film.
Yes, and of course that scene at the end, and the scene at the end, of Deadpool 2 when he shoots himself. That's good.
But he's got the script, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He's played 2 Marvel characters and a DC character. I wonder if anyone could say that. Isn't that weird? He's played Deadpool, he's played Green Lantern, he's played Hannibal King. So
yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and that stupid Blade Trinity. So yeah, and then he played a superhero in some other weird movie. I forgot the name of that thing. You know what I'm talking about, though?
Yes, I know the one. Yeah, I think it was actually called Superhero, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Something hero, something or other. So yeah, that Avon lives indeed, my friend. He I liked him as casted for Hal Jordan. I didn't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
The casting's okay, I thought. I mean, maybe a lot of people didn't like that, but some of that stuff, as stupid as the costume looked on Oa, was kind of okay, kind of fun, but it's 10 minutes, and all of a sudden he's just backdoors as Green Lantern, and then you don't get to see Green Lantern for like an hour. That movie sucks. So, good God, it sucks. It was funny about that. That came out in 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of people at that time. Hal Jordan had just come back a few years ago. He'd been gone for a long time. And, mostly in the public eye, did you see the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoon from the Cartoon Network, that really great Bruce Timm cartoon?
Mm-hmm. I did indeed, yeah.
Good night, Probby. Ocean Man. I love that cartoon. Well, so Jon Stewart was kind of popular. So a lot of people expected that movie to be about him. And there were people that didn't know about that knew about him more than knew about Hal Jordan. I was working at this warehouse where I was working, and my regular UPS guy would talk about comics all the time. He was a black gentleman, and he walked up to me like in a joking way, said, "Hey man, that Green Lantern movie coming out." I said, "Yeah." He says, I thought Green Lantern is black. What the hell?" I said, I had to explain Hal Jordan to him because he just seen the cartoon. And I said, and he was like, I said, by the way, it wasn't my decision. But I'm a Hal guy, so. But I'm saying, Hal, yeah, Jon Stewart's cool, but they went with Hal because at the time in the comic he'd been back for a while, Yeah, so nothing against Jon Stewart. who really was better on that cartoon than he ever was in comics until later when they brought him, later, because for a while they didn't do much with him. But yeah.
No, they really do kind of bring him as a character out in the cartoon. It's like you say, I started with the Batman animated series and then moved on to Justice League when that came out.
Well, that was so good, that cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Justice League was so damn good. So I guess overall on WandaVision, hey, we may have strayed from WandaVision a little bit, but we stayed on Comic Geek stuff. Tim Myers, welcome. Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to say as a whole now, because we've talked about the episode and things we were not thrilled about.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, as a series, I'm going to say I'm fairly disappointed with something that started with an interesting idea and with some fairly entertaining bits here and there. It's certainly not, not total. I'm not totally terrible or anything for me as a whole. I thought there were some interesting episodes. As I know you were saying that as well. So on balance, I like a lot of the way it kind of started. Just did not at all like the way it ended. I was very disappointed in that and thought it was just a big waste of time the way everything ended. What is your basic, not just the episode, because we talked about the episode, but as a whole, now that we have the whole season in the bag?
Yeah, for me, it was almost a season of two halves. Like I say, I really enjoyed when it was the sitcom side of the season. I really liked that kind of approach to it. I thought it was a really clever idea. I thought that they used the sitcoms really well, and it was almost, it was like a nostalgia thing that they were going for, and a lot of people kind of grabbed onto that. And I thought aesthetically it looked great, especially when it went from black and white to color to the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. I thought that was a really good kind of clever transition. I really like the main cast, as we say, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, Catherine Hahn. Really, really strong characters. Wasn't as keen on the supporting characters. Could have done with less of Monica Rambeau in the end. I thought she was overused, considering they basically used this as a vehicle to give us her origin story, to kind of springboard her into Captain Marvel 2. But I think what I enjoyed the most was actually having a show that I kind of looked forward to watching. We haven't had that for a long time, until it sort of fell off a cliff. I'd liked, getting together with Sammy and with you and Dave, Bob and Mark, and getting to talk about it, discuss theory too, especially Mark's Mojo theory, which I'm still latching onto because it's much better than what we got. So you keep a hold of that, Mark.
Hang on to it, buddy. It'll happen. Yeah, that's a good point. You just made actually the best point about all this. That's why we pay her the big bucks, ladies and gentlemen, because you just made the best point about all of it. Because yes, the content's important and artistically speaking, how we critique it and whether it entertains us or not. But it did do one thing. It really gave us a lot of fun getting together, speculating, talking about it. It was a lot of good times when we were all sitting around, talking about all the various elements of the show that we've seen that week, and then what can we expect next. It's been a lot of fun in that respect, so that's a good point, Purple. I like that. It has been fun.
Yes, and then I know obviously you guys on the Loki show, you've kind of gone really in depth with it, and you've had fun talking about it on there as well. And a lot of other panels that I've seen have had fun. It's the speculation. It's the okay, so we saw this, but what does this mean? How does this tie into this? What's the meaning behind the adverts? What are they trying to tell us? Who's this big ad that they're teasing us with?
Yeah. It was fun. It wasn't the ride itself. Certainly we're all being I think we're being fair. It gave us some entertainment. We're trying to go, you call balls and strikes. If you have a criticism, you shouldn't, you say it, and we praised it as well. But we've been, I think we've been fair to it. We didn't just say it's all out garbage. I don't think it was that. I think it was a lot of interesting concepts. But again, it did give us, it gave us something to get involved with and have some fun with. talking about, and you got to give it some points for that. I think that's a good thing.
Do you think they've done what Star Wars did with The Mandalorian, where they built up a lot of goodwill with the fan base, and do you think they've kind of ruined that? Or do you think people are going to jump onto the next show, which will be Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I think it's sort of different now. By the end of The Mandalorian, they ended on as high a note as you're probably ever going to be able to end for. Not all Star Wars fans were with it, but a lot of us were really enjoyed it. So in the case of Mandalorian season 2, it ended on a spectacularly high note with a gigantic number of fans, and then it took a month or two for them to piss it away with some horrible, idiotic decisions they made with the wonderful Gina Carano and things like that. So that destroyed a lot of the goodwill that was created. In this case, the show itself isn't getting, for the most part, critically. It didn't do anything like Mandalorian did at this, or even Cobra Kai. It did not have a season that was generally super, super well received and loved. And it was, some liked it better than others, and some people didn't like it very much. It was not critically panned or anything, but it was, yes, I think it's a little bit different. I don't think they've destroyed all their goodwill yet, but I think that last episode kind of tamped it down a little bit.
Yes, I think it's left people feeling a little bit unfulfilled and a little bit underwhelmed. I wasn't that interested in Falcon and Winter Soldier anyway, and I think even we were talking about it in the green room before the show. We're going to give it one episode and just see what we think of it. And even Loki, we're hearing mixed things about that show. So that one I was actually excited for, but now having seen what's happened with WandaVision, I'm thinking, well, are they all going to go this way?
And see, that's what I think this will help us keep our deflectors up double front. Welcome, Courtney Blackman. We appreciate you being here. Thank you, Courtney. I think this will help us to realize that you got to lower your expectations with these things now. You've really kind of had to do that with the MCU a little bit for a while. I think, to be honest, you could backtrack. It might look. I didn't like Black Panther much. I have a lot of problems with that movie. When I first saw it, I didn't mind as much. But on further review, I don't like it. I have a lot of problems. But I wasn't disenchanted with the MCU as of yet. Then I really loved Infinity War. Only thing's kind of missing an ending. And then I hate Captain Marvel, but we kind of know things that they've been telling us some things they're going to be doing. But Endgame might be the one that set us up for, oh boy, you better start worrying about them not being able to end things properly. Some people like Endgame. I think it ended things terribly. So I think now we're conditioned with this one to not expect a whole lot. If they do something great, yeah. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does, absolutely. And we have still got this whole MCU looming over our heads that they're still going for. That hasn't gone away. They're still pushing ahead with, Thor, Love and Thunder. They're still, trying to push the female characters to the forefront, force them where they don't really need to, because they've always had strong female characters in all of the comics.
Yes, exactly. They don't need to do that. Just give us characters and just don't. It's just a shame. Again, and I was thinking about that a lot recently about as far as female characters. I don't know if this happens to you now, Purple. And wait, we'll see. So Az is Captain Britain. That makes sense. Jeremy is Captain America. I don't know. I like Jeremy, but I want to be Captain America. I'm the thing. Sorry. Gary is Doctor Strange. I'm sure he'd like that. Let's see. So then we know who. Yeah, you know who I am, and we know Purple, or I guess you're Scarlet Witch, or Purple Scarlet Witch. Who are the rest? We're going to have to work on that when you're Puzzle Uncle. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you yet, but we will. We'll have to figure that one out. Every time I see an old show that I love, like right now, I'm binge watching Babylon 5 again, which I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted to go see how the new remastered look remastered.
There's a lot of people rewatching Babylon 5 at the moment. I have to get on that.
It's great. And again, just a couple of years back, I did it. So I thought I'd be in a couple of years more before I would do it again. And I just went on there because I have access to HBO Max. and through someone else's code. So I just about a month ago, or maybe less, a few weeks ago, I just wanted to see how they looked, and I ended up staying. And I'm almost to the end of season 4. I'm starting to get bummed out that I'm going to be done soon. I'm loving it so much. It's so great, so engrossing. It's such a brilliant show, and in that, or Star Trek of any iteration, real Trek.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch female characters on there, and before the contamination of about 2015 on, I never thought about, well, that's a great female character. I just thought it wasn't. It was just a great character.
Yes.
Who happened to be female. And aside from the toxic male, and going, obviously I love Claudia Christian. She's lovely, and Mary Furlong, bless her soul. Rest her soul, or all these other lovely ladies on that show or on Star Trek or what have you. I didn't have. I actually resent this. I just thought great character, and that was it. Now, because of what we're all going through with 2015 on up to 2021, with all these idiots ruining, I think they've ruined female characters in this stuff just about. I think they really have.
Yeah.
Even in Cobra Kai, they're kind of ruined. And not entirely. There's some good ones. But for the most part, they have ruined the female character in movies and TV. Because when I watch these characters now, when I'm watching Babylon 5 now, or like if I pop in an old episode of Trek, or like a Deep Space Nine, and those great female characters on that one, or like Farscape a couple of years ago, I watched that, and they're great. It automatically, when I can't just watch and go and think again, these are great female, these are great characters. Automatically, it makes me go, wow, what a great female character. And I'm thinking, I don't want to think that way. I just want to think of her as a character. But because of the bullshit that these people have been pushing over the past few years, saying that there are no good female characters anymore, and they have to write them in a really horrible, phony way, like they kind of have done with the MCU now going forward and other characters, it is a damn shame that they've ruined these characters. Now, again, I love Cara Dune, and look what happens. We're not going to get her anymore.
No, they preface it now with female character. It's the gender comes first. As you say, it shouldn't be the case. It's just a character that you love who happens to be played by a woman.
Absolutely. And yes, Stephen Ernst, thank you for being here. Yes, I've rewatched B5 recently. It still holds up. It's amazing. It's brilliant. The character of Susan Ivanova is fantastic. Claudia Christian is wonderful. And she is badass. You don't want to cross her. You don't think about, and they don't have to do it with any kind of phony crap like, I am special. I am the best. Look how great I am. She doesn't do that. She talks like everybody else, like a human being. She's not a cipher meant for an agenda. She doesn't, they don't think it's necessary to pump her character up by, for example, if she gets in a fight, she doesn't throw 250-pound dudes across the room in ridiculous fashion just to make her like, oh, she's got power. She could kick an ass now, but it's realistic. The character of Delenn, what a great character. Characters on Deep Space Nine, for example, like Kira Nerys and Dax. I know she's been both men and with her. Dax is a symbiote, but I'm just using these characters as an example. I'm seeing all these wonderful characters that were female, but they were characters first. That's over. Oops. That's over. We've lost it. I'm sorry. You heard that? My phone went off. I'm sorry.
That's CBS calling you up, telling you to stop trashing the shows.
Yes, that is. I don't know how they got my number.
They're watching you.
That was CBS. So yeah, they've ruined the female. In my opinion, I don't know. Like for example, Wanda. I love Elizabeth Olsen. We were talking about her. It's great to see her look. The look they've given her. I don't think. Again, quite honestly, if you think about it, is this a positive portrayal of a female character? She's so mentally damaged that she would use her power accidentally to torture a whole town full of people. Is that a positive portrayal of a female character? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Well, that and they seem to be pushing her into being a villain because of it. So they'll make her what happened, her grief into this is the tragic backstory. This is why she's a villain, and she's not going to be taken out by Doctor Strange. She's going to be helped through it. She's going to be saved and brought back into the light, as it were. She's going to cause some great catastrophe with the Darkhold, and he's got to come in and rectify things.
Yep. Do you think they're ever going to fix this, where you could just write a character that happened? Now, again, you've watched Cobra Kai, right?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
do love Cobra Kai. Now, again, that's probably the only recent example of a show I've seen where the female characters are just people.
Mhm.
They've done some dumb stuff with like some of the fighting, like they were like Gary pointed out. He's kind of right in that last season where some of the karate fights, women are punching dudes in the face, and women never get punched. I'm not saying women should get punched, but they're in fights
Yeah,
and they're punching the guys and they're never getting hit.
more realistic. I did like when the two female leads were fighting. I thought that was pretty well done because they were pretty much evenly matched. But yeah, as you say, when they're even a smaller guy physically is much stronger than a woman, comparatively sized. I think
Well, they don't get hit.
They don't get hit, and women sometimes forget just how strong guys actually are.
Yeah, well, but Daniel San's wife, she's a great character.
Mm-hmm.
She really is. And, they do seem to just write these women as people and not ciphers. But for the most part, again, even in a show like, for I think Superman Lois. Lois is, I don't know. I'm not sure that she's not really. Well, we kind of know where they're going to go with her. And again, that's just a damn shame. Just write characters. If anything, that's sexist because you're still writing. Sometimes you're writing male characters like normal characters like they have been before, although they're kind of now, to be honest, maybe I'm going to retract that statement. Male characters are for the most part, even on WandaVision, written horribly. They're wimpy. They're punks.
Yeah, I mean, Agent Wu wasn't a particularly effective character. I don't think he was very well written. Haywood was just a very cookie cutter villain that they used.
Yep.
That you had no choice but to dislike because they didn't give you any other side of him. Even Pietro, you didn't have enough time with him to really understand who he was supposed to be. I mean, yes, obviously it's Evan Peters' character from the X-Men movies, but then it wasn't. So what was the point?
Yeah, the men are jokes and the women are jokes on this show. I mean, again, they're not really written again, the first few episodes, we understand it was the whole sitcom thing. We don't know what's going on. So really, when you boil down to it, I think I was kind of barking up the wrong tree. Maybe it's not just female characters. They are now. They may be completely ruined for a while now in movies and TV, but because of that, so are male characters.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe just character. I'm going to just go back and say characters in general, because of these things, because of these agendas, they're all being poorly written. They're not being written as a character who is female, or a character who is male. They're written as a female character, a male character. And one has to be built up in a phony way, and the other one has to be dragged down in a phony way.
Yes, I think, as you say, that Superman and Lois is probably the best example that we've got at the moment. If there is going to be a weak link in the show, it's going to be Lois, unfortunately. It's going to be a character that people really don't gravitate towards because she isn't particularly likable. No, Superman, people love Superman. The scenes where we have him as Superman, I think that's where he shines as a character.
Yeah.
I don't like him when he's Clark because, as you say, he's cooked. That first episode where she says to him, "No, you can't do this," and he hangs his head. It's like,
yep,
really?
It's just, you married Superman. And her father even tells her, "Look, you married Superman. What are you going to do?" But he just, that's absolutely. So maybe all characterization is really, as long as there's an agenda, and it's there, even with Superman Lois, that's just not as big as it was. But let's say Mandalorian, for example, he's kind of, he's not much of a character. But on the show, there's still some people that just act like people, like the Cara Weathers character, the Cara Dune character, the Bill Burr character. For the most part, there was just kind of, Jon Favreau gets it, and they were all just written like people. There was some stuff in there that was intersectional here and there, but that's probably going to go by the wayside. All TV and movie writing, at least in genres, is following this formula, this agenda, and that means you're not going to get characters anymore, and it's really a shame. I think that's where we're going. I think so. It's where we are, and it's where we've been headed a while, and we're there now.
I think so, yeah. And I think until people start kind of pushing back, and as obviously has been trending, what's happened with The Mandalorian and Star Wars, the hashtag cancel Disney Plus. I think the only way that studios are going to take notice is if people do stop watching. You can give things bad reviews, but it doesn't mean they're going to stop making these shows. It's only when they start losing money. Then again, CW is still making Batwoman, so maybe that falls down, that theory.
Yeah. Well, we could just keep hoping. Like if Falcon and Winter Soldier, and we already, the writings on the wall is probably going to be very intersectional, and political. But it isn't. That's why I'm kind of surprised they're doing this. It's supposedly at least set up like a buddy cop show type thing. So where, I don't know who's. There's going to be characters in there pushing them around.
Yes, but right off the bat, even the trailer didn't make a lot of sense because he shouldn't be able to throw the shield.
No, he
as
shouldn't.
You've said the way Captain America did. He doesn't have that strength.
No, I mean Bucky could with his left arm, with his fake arm, with his mechanical arm. So I don't know. You got me. I don't know how that show man. But it's a shame. I like both those dudes. I don't know. We'll see. And Loki, that show scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, that's going to be a weird one. See, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier is even shorter than Wandavision. I think it's only 6 episodes. But
Really?
Loki apparently has 2 seasons in the works.
Wow. I'm really, what really kind of bums me out is What If?
Yes.
Because I love animation, and the animation looks good.
It does look nice, I've got to admit. Yeah. And these are they'll be short stories? Like
yes, like the
15
old
minutes
comics.
or so? Yeah.
I don't know, but probably, yeah. And this again, like the old comic books, What If series, but based on the MCU. So even though it's animated, so again, the idea, okay. But
You mean you're not looking forward to Ironheart?
Well, of course I can't wait. Oh man, is that an animated or is that a?
No, that's live action as far as I know.
Oh my
Riri
God.
Williams.
Riri Williams. Yeah, because that's what people want to see. They want to see Iron Girl or whatever. So, well, look, Feige's been planning this stuff for a long time now. People like to say what a genius he is. I don't know. You give him credit for having some, a successful franchise launch, but really Jon Favreau did a lot of that.
Uh-huh.
So, wow. Look, it was fun while it lasted. Some of those movies, I like some of those movies.
Do you think people are getting a little bit burned out on comic book movies and TV? Or do you think it's just because there isn't anything else at the moment? That's why people are still watching.
I think you've hit on it. Absolutely. The fatigue had kind of set in after Endgame, I think. But because of what's happened to us, with Goof and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I think that kind of changed things a little bit, and people maybe got a little bit more receptive to it. But yeah, the fatigue had been setting in a little bit before. Now, that doesn't mean people weren't going to go see Endgame. Then, of course, it was biggest, it was huge. But unless you're something like that, which is box office gold, yeah, I think fatigue, superhero fatigue, as said. And I've had people saying it to me for years leading up to it, like, I kind of burned out on superhero movies. And these are geeks, too. Geeks saying it, not just, so if they are, Joe Public doesn't care as much. They're just going to go see if something looks good. But yes, I think so. I think people are a little, to an extent, it'll never be like to the point where no one wants to see it. It can do well. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
And the MCU were popcorn movies. At the end of the day, they were something you could go with as a group. It was something you could enjoy. Even if the film wasn't the greatest film, it was the experience. I remember watching Endgame in the theatre, and it's not my favorite MCU movie, but the energy that the crowd had, when Captain America picks up Mjolnir,
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Oh look, I
made it
went five
worthwhile.
times. I went 5 times. I mean, and I really would not admit to myself that of the problems I have with Endgame because I just, I was so looking forward to that movie. And warts and all, that battle scene, yeah, you could argue it could have been better in some ways, but that bit right there, when the fight starts, it's still really good. I'm saying you could have changed some things here and there. Maybe some people thought it was a little dark. The big fight, and then the bit when the hammer, gets down and you see the hammer get picked up, and you hear it. I'm going to admit to you, I was a 5-year-old. I friggin' squealed like a pig.
When he said Avengers Assemble.
And when he said Avengers Assemble, I almost fell out of my chair. I was, oh my God. You know what? Look, the only thing that was comparable to that before that you saw Civil War, of course, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My buddy of mine that we always go, my son and my buddy of mine and some others, we always go to the Marvel movies. And we went to this one, and I avoided most info about it. So I was pretty sure it was that fight at the airport was going to be pretty cool. What little bit I'd seen of it. When the scene where Ant-Man goes Giant Man, I didn't think he was going to do it. I was like, that's going to be pretty cool. I wish he could go Giant Man, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Well, is it going to happen? It's going to. When it happened, my 2 idiots. We're both 12-year-olds. We're like, holy shit! He times Giant Man. Holy! We went nuts like idiots. Like, oh my God, we fanboyed the hell out of it because I didn't think you were going to do that. I'll be honest with you, because it didn't set precedent in the other movies, and that was paled. That was the biggest at that point. And when in Endgame, when he picks up that hammer, and Thor goes, "Yes, I knew it." I'm going nuts. And when, like you just said, when he went Avengers Assemble, I lost it. I was like, oh. There's nothing. See, that's the thing. At that point, you couldn't ruin the movie for me.
Mm-hmm. Even the girl power bit, I just rolled my eyes and just on to the next scene.
Even that is stupid. But even Captain Marvel, when she comes in, I didn't even care that she fought. With her power, it's fine that she could slug it with Darkseid. Darkseid. Hear me, Thanos, because he is dark. He's a Darkseid rip. Everyone. But at least he slugs her back. It's like okay.
She just gets knocked out of the film.
Yeah, at least she knocked her out of the damn. So I was like, that's fine. She's powerful. So she didn't even bother me in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated Captain Marvel, the movie. But yeah, I was so into it. I could watch that scene 100 times.
Mm-hmm. So.
Again, you might say, some have said that they've criticized it. It could have been, well, look, yeah, it could have been more. Sure, I would watch an hour of that.
Yes, there was one glaring error that they did. Giant Man should not have been in that scene continuity-wise, because by that point he was already in the van.
Oh, I can't remember that now. It's been a while since I've watched it. It's been actually a good while. I need to watch now. You're making me want to go watch it again. I didn't realize they had that continuity error. Wow. I'd have done a little bit more too. I'd have had Hulk. I'd have had more Hulk in that fight.
Yes, I would like to see more of the Hulk.
And I would like to have seen Howard the Duck, because they say you could see him. I can't find him.
I didn't know he was supposed to be there. I mean, I didn't look for him, but now I kind of want to rewatch it just to see if he is there. It wouldn't surprise me if they put him there.
He's in there. It was just, I believe everyone they sell me, but I just can't find him. But Howard the Duck's in there. And there's that. A couple of scenes just made me just go crazy. Like when everybody comes back through the, when all the people who are blinked back, and you hear Sam's voice, Cap, on your left. Chills. Yeah, it's just, that was one of my favorite movie moments of all time. And so again, I owe the movie for that. Oh yeah, someone did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I've seen maybe a screen capture once as well, but I can't find him. He's there though, I believe it. But Yeah, look, oh my god, that fight scene, yeah, again, even with the stupid, cringy girl, dumb girl power scene, it's pretty cool. It's a
Mhm.
lot of fun. Um, they should have extended to like an hour. This should have been the whole damn thing. Just
Great
superhero
super
fight.
battle.
Yeah, but that's one thing about those movies though that they
Mhm.
don't do. We get some great superhero stuff, but they've never given us enough supervillains where they're always going to fight some kind of army thing.
Yes.
Robots,
Mhm.
Chitauri, um, the whatever, Thanos' little army thingy there, stuff
Yes.
like that. I
Would have
mean,
been the scroll. Scroll are good now.
right? Oh, they've ruined the scrolls. Good God, they have destroyed the scrolls. We need Hulk from World War Hulk and not Ruffalo Hulk. Yeah, World War Hulk. Well, they ruined that story. I thought that story ended badly. But are you familiar with that one? Oh God.
Hmm.
Remember Planet Hulk and then was later World War Hulk? See, I hated Civil War, the comic, because in Planet Hulk, because flat out they flat out made what they did to Bruce Banner made me sick. I don't know if you remember what they did to him in the comic, but that was evil. That was one of the reasons Marvel just was. It wasn't the Marvel I know anymore. When you have Reed Richards, Tony Stark, T'Challa, I think it was a Submariner and Black Bolt, and was it Hank Pym? A bunch of the Marvel character, big guns got together and stick Bruce Banner in a spaceship and send him away from Earth because Hulk's too dangerous. It made me sick what they did to Bruce Banner. I hated that crap. So of course he comes back in World War Hulk and wants revenge.
Yes, as he should.
Yeah, they did an animated Planet Hulk. Did you see that one?
I think I've seen that one. Yeah, it was
Wasn't too bad.
okay. It was
Yeah,
all right.
yeah,
It was all right.
it's pretty good. Oh my goodness! I tell you what, this in game. But you know what? Ultimately, I did not like what they did, the way they ended it with Cap. That's probably my only really biggest problem. Everything else is fine. It's really a good movie
Mhm.
for me. But Cap doesn't quit.
No, Cap would never give up the mission. He
You know
wouldn't
what's
put his own, needs before
you know what
the
should have happened.
duty.
You know what should have happened, right? They should have. They maybe could have trimmed a little bit off of the film so that we could see Cap returning the stones and
Hmm.
see a scene where he goes to the planet where Red Skull is and says, "All right, I got your stinking stone right here. I want her back. I want Black Widow back. And if I don't get her back, I'm going to wipe this planet with your stupid red face because I got the stone back for you. Sacrifice is null and void. Give her back." Because I'm sorry, I know that's comic geek stuff, but they shouldn't have killed her.
No, they shouldn't. And having a Black Widow film coming out now makes no sense.
None, and that's I'll watch it, but I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think it's going to be. I don't know. It might be okay. I don't like the way Taskmaster looks.
Um, hmm, it's never my favorite character anyway, to be honest. So, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's like you said, they tend to fall down with the villains.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got Loki.
Hmm.
Later, buddy. Good to see Manny's daddy. Thanks for being here, brother. Explorer of the Multiverse. Welcome, sir. You know, Loki's great, by Tom Hiddleston, all that kind of stuff. He's kind of a different type of Loki. But then you got, I'm talking MCU now. They squandered a chance to have a great Hulk villain, the leader, after they set him up in the Incredible Hulk movie.
Yes.
Let's see who else is there. I mean, what villains do they have? Thanos?
Thanos, I thought they actually did pretty well because they
Yeah.
introduced him very slowly, and they didn't overuse him to begin with. I didn't think much of his council. I don't think they even got named. You wouldn't have known who they were unless you knew the characters. Um, Clavicus, and I can't remember what the characters are now.
Let's see. There was Thanos. They didn't have a lot of them. I mean, later, again, I thought they did a great job with I mean, again, he's different, but still, Michael Keaton. I don't even like that movie. Michael Keaton as Vulture is really good, even though I don't like that movie much. The Spider-Man Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
I hated what they did with the stupid a Mickey Rourke character from Iron Man 2. I mean, he was an amalgam of two characters, Crimson
Whiplash.
Dynamo and Whiplash.
Yeah.
And he should have just been Crimson Dynamo, and they could have had the red armor for him. I hated that.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't think much of Nebula, although I really like the actress who plays her.
Oh yeah. She's really good. I love Karen Gillan.
It was Proxima Midnight, Ebony Moore, Black Dwarf, and Corvus Glaive. That was it.
And there was well, you had Ronan.
Mm-hmm.
You had
the one from
they had Ironmonger
for
the first Iron Man movie.
The one Mads Mikkelsen played and was wasted in.
Oh yes.
See, he would have been my choice for Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, they still should do that.
Uh-huh.
The Baron Mordo is yet to be seen whether they make him sort of right. I like that actor.
I kind of like what they did with Red Skull, but they won't use that character again because Yahtzees.
Yeah, he was great. It was great in the first Avenger, and then that was one off. Yeah, and then they had a really lame ass version of Shocker in that stupid Homecoming movie. I hated the movie Far From Home, but I liked that. I thought Mysterio was great.
Yeah, I liked the look of him. He was pretty good.
I mean, they looked good, and he was acted like him, but
they didn't really do much with Dormammu.
Did not do much with Dormammu. That's a good one. Yeah, a good point. Again, Ronan didn't really do much with Ronan. The Collector was just there. That was kind of funny the way they did Collector, but a couple times. But but for the most part, yeah, they're very skimpy on villains, and they're really skimpy on superheroes. If you think about it, they've got 23 movies, and how many superheroes do they really establish? Not a lot yet. It's not like a universe overrun with superheroes.
I quite like what they did with Hela, although, as people pointed out, she didn't really get any kind of comeuppance. It wasn't Thor that took her out. It was,
Yeah, Serta looked great, and Hela
was pretty good.
Hela was great. I'm with you there. She was great. I'm trying to think, but there's not really, the stupid Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did a few. And they really watered them down. They had Gravitron, sort of. They had Blizzard, sort of. They had Absorbing Man, sort of.
Think of Ego.
Yeah, I love Kurt Russell. That movie's fun. He's really not it was pretty good. I liked it, but he's kind of. It's not really what Ego was supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be a celestial thing or whatever, that kind of crap they turned him into or whatever. But yeah, that was entertaining though. Yeah, I like Kurt Russell though. So. But the Spidey villains, yeah, they had Tarantula, not sort of, but he didn't become Tarantula yet. They had
Ultron. Ultron.
Oh, there you go. Why am I forgetting Ultron now?
Uh-huh.
I was really pissed off that that Tony Stark and Bruce Banner created Ultron instead of Hank Pym. It aggravates the hell out of me. It always will. I like the movie. I do like him in it. I mean, I like that. I like Age of Ultron. A lot of people don't. I liked it. Oh, there's another screw up. Yeah, Yellow Jacket. I liked Ant-Man, but I'm not fond of what they did with Yellow Jacket because that's they just made him a villain. Yellow Jacket's supposed to be a Hank Pym, character. But they ruined it. Again, I like Michael Douglas and all that stuff. That's not the Hank Pym from the comic or whatever. That's right. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did have a sort of version of Deathlock, but he's not necessarily. Yeah. Again, it's so Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost was
which one?
Ant-Man and Wasp, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah, thank you. That's right.
Yeah.
Again, I get again, I'm such like a small character. They did it, and they had Bill Foster in there, kind of like Larry Lawrence Fishburne is got to be Bill Foster, but they actually Ghost's father in that scene. Again, they do so much minutia that they mentioned that his father, her father in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ghost's father was Elias Starr. That's that's an old Marvel character called Egghead, but they didn't really call him that. That's too obscure for words. But yeah. Isn't that ridiculous? But it was barely a mention, It's like, we used to make jokes on here when I was doing the show back when our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was on.
Mm-hmm.
They would we called it Agents of Name Dropping, because there would be an episode where they would mention Captain America. They would say the words, or they would send something about Thor. They would mention something here and there. And so we go, tonight on a very special Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're going to talk about Captain America for 3 seconds on a very exciting episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Thrill as they mention Thor's name. You will be astonished as they say the word Hulk twice. Oh. They were name droppers, but they didn't give you any damn thing. They had Sif on there like twice, right?
Just tell me about more exciting things that are going on.
Yeah,
you're not watching.
You can't see it, but they had said, "Yeah, you guys." Like they were in the second season or whatever it was. Toward the end, they showed some stuff from Winter Soldier. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. Tied into Winter Soldier. It was a couple clips on TV, but you got Nick Fury. I think popped up on one. 3 seconds. So yeah, let's drop them names tonight. You will be thrilled as they have a conversation about Winter Soldier for 3 seconds. All right, sure. Yeah, whatever, guys. I'm the villain. Yeah, you're right. Okay, thank you. I'm exploring the multiverse. See, you forget these things. They had the Dark Elf from Christopher Eccleston in Dark World.
Yeah, I completely forget about that film. I think I've seen it once.
Everybody forgets about that. Oh, and they did have Extremis. They had a fake version of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
That's
and
true.
Extremis. Yeah, and they had Extremis. So, and they had Batroc in the Winter Soldier, sort of a dude in the purple outfit.
Also had Abomination in the Incredible Hulk.
That's right, Abomination. And again, they set up Samuel Stearns, the leader. And they even showed a scene. Why would you do this? They never used it. They showed a scene, and I like that actor, where he gets some kind of something happens, and he's on the floor, and his head starts to mutate a little bit because some crap got all over him or whatever. Remember that? And I'll go, hey, Dave Bob's here. Yeah, Deathlock was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's right, Dave Bob. So yeah, remember that? See, I don't know if you remember that. It's like for a second. So again, I'm geeking out in the theater when I saw that. It wasn't the greatest, but I liked it better than that horrible Ang Lee Hulk. And he goes, and I go, oh, he's gonna be the leader. Maybe not.
And nothing ever came of it. Yeah.
Nope. What are you doing, guys? Maybe they were just shooting for stuff. So I got bored on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know about you. I watched it for like a season and a half, maybe, or I don't know.
Just the odd episode. It didn't really grab me because, like you say, it wasn't really kind of anything to do with superheroes as such. It was all the kind of the background behind the superheroes, and then they just drop a name here and there.
Yeah, name dropping all the time. And again, so they had, for a prime example to me, is they had an episode where they had Lucy Lawless on there for a while, I think, or whatever. But they had Crusher Creel. They had the guy who's supposed to be, what's this noise? Sorry. They had the Absorbing Man. Well, the problem is he was fighting like cops, basically, S.H.I.E.L.D. people. He wasn't fighting Thor like he's supposed to, or the Hulk like he's supposed to. He's fighting just real humans. All right, yeah, fine, whatever. That doesn't do much for me, guys. Sorry. Did you watch any of the Netflix Marvel shows?
No, unfortunately. Did I miss anything?
Don't take the word "un" off of that, if you would. You might want to take that "un" off of there from the fortunately. Except. And I don't know. Again, I don't know if you'd like this kind of thing or not. I loved the Daredevil show, especially the first 2 seasons. Third season was all right.
Mhm.
I'm so stupid. Not only did I watch that, I watched Jessica Jones first 2 seasons. Now, again, the first season is Jessica Jones. Oh yeah, there's a Marvel villain there. The David Tennant
Purple
as the
Man.
Purple Man is worth
Mhm.
the price of watching that show.
Yes, that I've heard is worth watching.
He's
Yeah.
brilliant. He's brilliant, and that show is good for him. And then the second season is a piece of horse manure. I don't know how I got through it. I'm a big fan of Luke Cage. I mean, Power Man, folks. He became Luke Cage. And the show, I love the dude playing him. He was on Jessica Jones first. Love the guy playing him. The show, both of his seasons were pretty disappointing to me.
Yes, I heard Iron Fist also was kind of disappointing.
That's how smart I am. I sat through both seasons of Iron Fist, and the first one's just not good. The second one is garbage. It's garbage. The garbage becomes a 3-syllable word. Garbaggio. It is filth. It is stupid. In that last episode, someone needs to go to prison for it. Absolute prison time. Let's see. Punisher was a disappointment for me. I'm not a Punisher guy. I know, sue me, everyone. Everyone loves Punisher. I'm not the biggest Punisher guy, but I love the guy playing him because he was great in the second season of Daredevil as Punisher, John Bernthal. First season, you should be punishing people, right? Because it's called the Punisher. Just saying, guys. I mean, call me a revolutionary here, but I'd like to see the Punisher being. Wait a minute. Let me backtrack. ASAP just reminded me something. We have a special saying for something that's really terrible. We used to say this is very childish, everyone, but I'm going to say it anyway. The last episode of Iron Fist, season 2, is poo-poo mixed with pee-pee. Thank you. I forgot that saying. I know it's that bad. It's not just poo-poo. Cast iron reminded me of that. I missed it. It's poo-poo mixed with. He's reminding me of our old saying. It's so stupid. It's poo-poo mixed with pee-pee. It's that bad. It's all of the excretions and many more. And it sucks, by the way, just in case you were fuzzy on that.
I was getting mixed messages. I was going to ask, would you recommend it?
Yeah, I think I probably cleared up any gray areas we had there. And incidentally, yes, Punisher. I liked the actor. This first season, to me, it was just silly soap opera stuff. I didn't like it. My second season started out kind of interesting, then kind of blah. And then there was Defenders. You thought, you can't. First of all, they shouldn't be called the Defenders. They're not the real Defenders. Should be called Marvel Knights. It's first couple episodes are kind of okay, but it's just never really that great. Sigourney Weaver's on there, by the way. But Daredevil, though, again, if you like that sort of thing, it's pretty grim and gritty now. And I'm not the biggest fan of the grim and gritty usually, but it's Daredevil's a damn good show. Again, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know if it'd be your bag or not, but in that second season, oh my goodness. It takes him forever to get in the costume in the first season. It doesn't have a costume to the end, and but what you got? Me and I want my geek costumes the way I want them. That's what I want, just what I want. But Defenders sucked. It did suck. Bob, I would go so far to say is Defenders suck. I'm not. That's saying too gross for me to say with a lady here. Sorry, I was about to say a real bad saying. It sucked something, but I can't do it. I have my stand. It was poo-poo mixed. Yes, we're 8-year-olds here, folks. Oh my goodness. And not only that, Purple, it's 7:00 in the morning where you are, or whatever. Isn't it? What is it?
Not quite, it's 4.
Oh, is that all? Oh my goodness. I mean, I never go to bed till like 4 or 5, but I mean, geez. So I guess I'll start wrapping it up here and saying, so guys, do we have anything else to add to Wanda and Scarlet Vision, or whatever it's called?
I don't think so. I think what I'll take away from this was that I did have a lot of fun with the speculation, but I think, unfortunately, the show itself fell flat. I mean, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but it certainly wasn't as good as it could have been either. And it's going to make me a lot more wary of the shows to come in the future. Especially, as you say, when the director came out and said, well, you know what? you might be disappointed with this ending. It doesn't
Yes.
bode well.
Exactly. So keep your deflectors on, everyone, if you watch that. And by the way, Mark D with the C, that scene made me sad because it was really good and it showed us, hey, you guys, this is what you wanted out of the show, but you can't have it. Psych. Yeah, when the episode when the Power Man and Iron Fist, it was an old, I'm sure you're familiar with it, was an old comic called Power Man and Iron Fist. Which Luke Cage and Iron Fist were part of, which I really loved. I love the Power Man and Iron Fist comic, man. It was great. And I think it was it Luke Cage season 2, Mark D? Or no, it was one of them, season 1 or 2, where there was an episode where Danny Rand, Iron Fist, it wasn't too big on his casting, but if it had been a better show, if he'd been written better, he'd have been okay. Comes in and they team up for an episode because they met in Defenders and became friends, which is fine. And it made me nostalgic. I'm like, whoa, they're Power Man and Iron Fist for 5 seconds. And it was kind of cool. And then they said, this is what you guys want, right? Right? And let's want to be clear on this, guys. This is what you want. This is what you'd like to see, right? Right? Are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want, guy? Okay, screw you. You don't have it. Psych.
Not for you.
Yeah, hey, see this? We could do this for 10 episodes, but we're just going to do it for 20 minutes, and it looks really cool. But if you want this, tough loser. Oh my God!
How do you think you are? Comic book fans? Get out of here!
Yeah, what do you? Yeah, get a life. To quote Shatner, move out of your parents' basements and get a real job and grow the hell up. Oh my God! I don't have a basement. I'm in Louisiana. They don't have basements. They can't have basements down here. We're below sea level, folks. Well, I tell you what, Purple. I've just had so much fun hanging with you that. Steve Ernest, I'm with you there, my friend. See that one other damn point about the MCU. They screwed us out of the Defenders. Because you know what I wanted to see, Purple?
What's that, hon?
A Defenders movie with the real, I know you're familiar with the group because Valkyrie was in there. First we got Doctor Strange, Hulk, Submariner, they got to get the rights. Silver Surfer supposed to be with the original group, but you don't have to have them. You could have Hulk, Doc Strange. You don't have to have Subby and Silver Surfer in there because the other core group was fine with Valkyrie, Hellcat, Nighthawk, a couple of others. That's the movie I would have wanted to see called Defenders, not that dumbass TV show. It should have been called Marvel Knights. And by the way, the real Valkyrie, not Tessa Thompson.
Oh God, I can't stand that character.
Sucks. She's poo-poo mixed with pee-pee.
She is.
I hate her. Oh my God. So that's what. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me of that, Stephen Ernst. That's what should have happened. Marvel and MCU. By the way, Feige listens to us. He's probably he's working on that right now. Oh, I'll get right on that. Oh. He's on it.
Well, if he wants to get the goodwill back from the fans, yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's right. He should. I want this to happen. By the way, everyone, check out that early 2000s Defenders, and the old series is the best, of course. Like you mentioned, Steve Gerber, but Busick and I hate Eric Larson usually, but they did a great Defenders series, about 11 issues of it back in the 2000s. That was really good. Okay, I want to say some goodbyes to some wonderful friends here, including the great Maddie's daddy. He had to leave, I believe. Ace Cast Iron, brother. Thanks for being here, bud. Dave Bob, thank you for being here, sir. It's always a pleasure. Mark, infinitely tired, my friend. Thank you for being here. Chris Persia, how dare you, Clobby? Everyone knows that Colin Wayne was the real Iron Fist. That's true. Danny was just a vessel that brought the power to her thanks to Netflix. That is true. I mean, he's not even making it up. That happened.
Of course.
So stupid. Stephen Ernst, thank you, sir. I'm Ptolemy's minion. Good night, my dear. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Chris Persia, for being here, my friend. Dave Bob. Oh, I already said you, but you're worth it again, man, because it's cool to see you. The great Mark D with a C. Thank you, sir, for being here. Explore the multiverse is here. Thank you. I got Ace Cast Iron. We got Jesus in our souls. We got Maddie's daddy. We all need to have a come to Jesus meeting. Alex James, a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being here. Oh, here it goes. I found it. I almost, Purple, I almost did get a chance to say this. I almost forgot. You ready?
Do it.
Everyone ready? All right, folks. Boom, 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 boom. Get the kill monkey.
Nailed it.
Oh, was that all right? Was that okay? Oh man, it's the best name ever, dude. You know, change that name now. Steve Arnest, thank you for being here. I think we got most. If I missed anyone, everyone, I'm old and senile, and the chat goes on me really fast. Alex James, I already got you, man. But Tim Myers was here. That's right. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate you, man. Anyone else that we missed? To all sentient life forms out there, the secret is to bang the rocks together, guys. I want to thank you so much, Purple, for hanging out with me. And I love you. You are the best. And I just two shows.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
You are just amazing. 2 shows in a row. I got to hang out with beautiful ladies. I'm getting spoiled. I had Raquel and I got you. I mean, you're just fantastic. Everyone, Wednesday night, the great retro blasting. Michael French is going to be with me talking about the Pride of the X-Men video. And Thursday, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, it is Clobberin Times issue number 800. We'll be supporting it in the usual Clobberin Times way, which means I don't know what the hell it means. It means nothing, really, to be quite honest, but I wanted it to sound good. So thank you all, my good friends. Welcome. I'm not welcome. Why do I say welcome when I'm leaving? Oh, I know. I'm Bizarro. You know how Bizarro says hello when he means goodbye? That was me.
You just say aloha.
Aloha, yes, indeed. So, yes, everyone, Clobberin Times 800. So, thank you all. And I will play us out with this one. Thank you. Please go to the Rise of the Valkyries channel. Link in the description below and in the chat. I always forget stuff. Sorry about that.
And since Loki isn't here, it's Clobberin time.
I might have to fire Loki and get rid of that from now on. Just kidding, Loki.